Hi everyone, my name is Gautam Gupta and I want to welcome you all to my YouTube channel, Universal Fundamentals. In this video, I'm going to continue my series on the 2025 Vedic Astrology yearly predictions for all of the 12 ascendants and moon signs, how these planetary transits will be affecting you based on your ascendant and or moon sign. In this video, I will be exclusively talking about Scorpio ascendants and moon signs. Now, 2025 is going to be a monumental year because all of the slower moving planets will be changing signs at some point in 2025. And this is going to bring huge changes to everyone's life depending on what your ascendant and moon sign are. And when I talk about the slower moving planets, I am talking about the nodes Rahu and Ketu, Jupiter, as well as Saturn. All of these planets will be shifting signs in the coming year of 2025. And in fact, Jupiter will travel through three signs as it will be moving pretty quickly in 2025. Now, before I begin this discussion in detail, I do want to remind everyone to please check out my website, universal-fundamentals.com, where you can learn more about me and what I do as a Vedic astrologer. You can also check out the various services that I offer, and I will be leaving links down below so you all can check that out in more detail. I also want to remind everyone that I do practice sidereal Vedic astrology and not Western tropical astrology. Also, if you find this video to be helpful and useful, then please give it a thumbs up by hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. Doing so will really help me out with the YouTube algorithm so this video can reach a vast audience. So with that being said, I will now begin discussing how all of these planetary transits will affect a Scorpio ascendant and or moon sign for the year 2025. So the first important transit I want to start discussing for a Scorpio ascendant and or moon sign is that transiting Saturn will continue to remain in your fourth house of Aquarius until March 29th of 2025. And this tells me that your relationship with your mother will continue to remain respectful and quite conservative. However, at this point, I do see that your bond will become closer since Saturn is about to leave the sign of Aquarius. I also see resolution regarding your real estate, domestic life, and or vehicle matters during the final part of this transit. Now, with Saturn's third aspect to your sixth house, this does tell me that you will continue to put in a lot of effort when it comes to maintaining good relationships with your coworkers and or employees. But I do think your hard work will start to pay off, and you will end up forming a relationship that's based on trust and respect. This is also an aspect where your hard work in maintaining your health also pays off. I do think that by the end of this transit, you will have a much clearer picture as to where you stand in terms of your health and well-being. And with Saturn's seventh aspect to your 10th house, this tells me that the discipline and focus you applied towards your career and in the workplace is going to pay off as this transit comes to an end. You will finally start to see the fruits of your labor, and this will feel satisfying. And finally, with Saturn's 10th aspect to your first house, this tells me that any health challenges that you've been facing and issues with self-development will finally come to a closure. You will have the right resolution, resources, and guidance to move forward, and this will feel satisfying. And because transiting Jupiter in Taurus is also aspecting the first house, this is creating a point of manifestation. So therefore, you will continue to have blessings and success in your first house matters of self-development and overall health. This point of manifestation in your first house of Scorpio will continue until March 29th of 2025, which is when Saturn goes into the sign of Pisces. Now, the next important transit that I want to discuss for a Scorpio ascendant and or moon sign is that transiting Jupiter will continue to remain in your seventh house of Taurus until May 14th of 2025. And a very important event that is occurring on February 4th of 2025 is that transiting Jupiter will be turning direct at 17 degrees of Taurus. So if you happen to have a planet that is around 14 to 20 degrees of either Taurus Virgo, Scorpio, and or Capricorn, then you are going to have many blessings and successes occurring due to any opportunities you may have seized during the first 2 weeks of July 2024. You will see that your relationships with business partners and or significant other really blossom and prosper at this time. You guys will have such a mutual understanding and respect for one another, and this will allow you to really get things done as a team. This is also great for healing your relationships as well. This will also be great for your 11th house matters, such as connecting with your older siblings, friends, and social network circles. You will have a renowned sense of confidence and optimism regarding your relationships with these people, and these people will help you gain in a big way financially. This will also be incredible for things related to your first house matters, such as self-development, confidence, and health. And this will also be great for your third house matters when it comes to connecting with your younger siblings and or neighbors. You guys will have a great sense of understanding and respect for one another, and this will help you strengthen your relationships with them. This is also great for publishing your short stories, articles, or social media projects. And if you've been wanting to travel short distance, then this transit will help you create an enjoyable and memorable experience. Now, another important transit that I want to mention is that transiting Venus will be exalted in your fifth house of Pisces from January 27th of 2025 until May 30th of 2025. And while it is in the sign of Pisces, it will be forming a mutual exchange with transiting Jupiter, which is in your seventh house of Taurus up until May 14th of 2025. Now, the reason why I want to talk about Venus being in Pisces is because this is going to be a special transit. Venus normally stays in one sign for about a month, but this time it will be staying in the sign of Pisces for about 4 months, which is due to the fact that transiting Venus will be turning retrograde from March 2nd, 2025 until April 14th of 2025. And while Venus remains direct in your fifth house, this will actually enhance your financial situation, and in particular, when it comes to your speculative gains. This is also a great transit for casual dating and pursuing a romantic encounter with someone that you are attracted to if you are single. Just make sure you stay within boundaries and respect the relationship. I also think you'll be more creative and innovative while Venus is direct and exalted in your fifth house of Pisces. Now, one thing you have to be aware of is that Venus will turn retrograde from March 2nd of 2025 until April 14th of 2025. And this will be a transit where you have to exercise caution and care. You will have to be extremely careful with how you interact with the people you are dating. Make sure your intentions are clear and that you remain in your best behavior, because any inappropriate action that you take in these relationships can backfire on you. And this is because whenever an exalted planet turns retrograde, it will behave like a debilitated planet. This means that Venus will not be operating at its best dignity. Also, while Venus is retrograde, please refrain from making any risky moves when it comes to your investments. Try to keep your life as simple as possible. Now, the good news is that once Venus turns direct, after April 14th of 2025, you will be able to move forward with your creativity, innovation, dating life, and speculative investments. So keep all of this in mind as you navigate this Venus in Pisces transit during the year 2025. Now, while Venus is going to be in your fifth house of Pisces, it is going to be conjunct with Rahu in your fifth house, and Ketu is going to be in your 11th house of Virgo until May 29th of 2025. And this transit is going to prompt you to continue to focus on your older siblings, friends, social network circles, children, speculative investments, creativity, and romantic relationships. Now, an extremely important part about this transit is that starting March 29th of 2025, transiting Saturn will also join Rahu in your fifth house of Pisces. And this is going to really change things to a completely different level. And this is a transit where you will have to carefully manage your thinking and mental health. There could be a lot of decisions that you're faced with, and you may feel uncertain about which direction to take. This is because Rahu and Saturn are not friends to each other. Rahu is a planet that wants something now, and Saturn is a planet that delays. So the best advice would be to refrain from making any important decisions until Rahu leaves the sign of Pisces. Then once transiting Saturn is in your fifth house of Pisces without Rahu, you will have better decision-making abilities. However, things related to your speculation and relationship with your children will take time to develop, but the rewards will be long-lasting. And with Saturn's third aspect to your seventh house, this tells me that you will be putting a lot of effort when it comes to maintaining a good relationship with either your business partners and or significant others. There will be a sense of hard work, duty, commitment, and sacrifice involved when it comes to these relationships, but it will pay off if you do everything the right way. And while Jupiter is in the seventh house until May 14th of 2025, I actually see a certain amount of protection and growth when it comes to these relationships. And this will be due to the fact that Saturn's third aspect to your seventh house and Jupiter transiting the seventh house of Taurus until May 14th of 2025 is providing a point of manifestation. So I do think just for that time frame, you will be protected in your relationship areas. However, once Jupiter leaves the sign of Taurus, then you will have to be extremely careful when it comes to your relationships with either your business partner and or significant other. Then with Saturn's seventh aspect to your 11th house, this tells me that there can be some temporary disconnect and separation when it comes to your involvement in any social circles, friends, and or concerning an older sibling. There could be a lot of issues that come up between you guys, and open communication and understanding are going to be extremely crucial to maintain peace, harmony, and good standing. Now, the good news is that up until May 14th of 2025, Jupiter will also cast its fifth aspect to your 11th house. So you will have a good amount of protection and stability when it comes to your involvement with social circles, friends, and or your older siblings due to its point of manifestation. However, once transiting Jupiter leaves the sign of Taurus after May 14th of 2025, you will have to be extra careful when it comes to these people who are connected to your 11th house matters. And finally, with Saturn's 10th aspect to your second house, this tells me that there could be some karmic obligations that you may have towards your financial situation and family matters. So I do think you will be focusing a lot of your time on this area. Now, the good news is that after May 14th of 2025, transiting Jupiter will enter the sign of Gemini, which is in your eighth house, and will cast its seventh aspect to your second house of Sagittarius. And this will create a point of manifestation. So while transiting Jupiter is in the sign of Gemini, this will actually give you great opportunities to connect with your family members and build a strong connection with them. This will also be great for your financial situation, as I do see an increase in your bank balance. Now, one thing I do want to mention about the Saturn transit in Pisces is that the Rahu and Saturn conjunction in the sign of Pisces will last from March 29th of 2025 till May 29th of 2025. Then after May 29th of 2025, transiting Saturn will remain in the sign of Pisces up until June 2nd of 2027. And then it will return back to the sign of Pisces from October 20th of 2027, and it will stay in the sign of Pisces until February 22nd of 2028. Now, the next important transit that I want to talk about is that transiting Jupiter will enter your eighth house of Gemini on May 15th of 2025. And it will go through the entire sign of Gemini throughout the next 5 months. So after October 18th of 2025, transiting Jupiter will briefly enter your ninth house of Cancer, but it will return back into the sign of Gemini on December 5th of 2025, and it will remain in your eighth house of Gemini until June 1st of 2026. And while Jupiter is in your 8th house of Gemini, this is going to open up many opportunities to get involved in metaphysical and or occult sciences. Subjects such as astrology and or numerology may become of great interest to you. However, if you're not into these areas, then psychology and getting to the core and bottom of your emotional sense of self will become the main focus. I also see several opportunities to connect with your in-laws and work on expanding your joint assets. For some of you, you may even come into unearned wealth, such as an inheritance or settlement. These areas in your life are going to move forward very quickly since Jupiter will transit the entire sign within 5 months. And this will allow you to really get things done regarding your 8th house areas. Now, with Jupiter's 5th aspect to your 12th house, this tells me that you will have many opportunities to do some foreign and international traveling. And these are going to give you many experiences that will help you grow on a spiritual level. You'll have an amazing time and will come back with fond memories. I also see you having sound sleep at night. And you will have many opportunities to work on past issues that didn't work out in your favor. And this will be a very healing experience. This will also be a great transit to donate to causes that you're passionate about if you have the money to do so. Then, with Jupiter's 7th aspect to your 2nd house, this tells me that financial and family matters will be quite prosperous. You will be able to accomplish quite a bit with this aspect, and this is due to the fact that Jupiter is aspecting its own sign of rulership. And furthermore, transiting Saturn in Pisces will be casting its 10th aspect to your 2nd house, and this will give you the discipline to really focus on your family and finances. And finally, with Jupiter's 9th aspect to your 4th house, this tells me that you will be spending a lot of time with your mother. And this will help form a deeper connection and understanding towards one another. This is also a favorable transit for resolving any real estate or vehicle matters. This may even give you an opportunity to buy new real estate or even a new car. Now, the next important transit I will be discussing for a Scorpio ascendant and or moon sign is that transiting Rahu will be going into your 4th house of Aquarius and transiting Ketu will be going into your 10th house of Leo starting on May 29th of 2025. And it is going to remain in these signs until November 24th of 2026. Now, with transiting Ketu into your 10th house of Leo, this tells me that you may be feeling a sense of disconnect and dissatisfaction within your workplace. And this may cause you to reevaluate your current working situation. Some of you may choose to leave your current line of work in order to pursue something meaningful. Or some of you may choose to stay in the same company, but change your working style completely. And this can mean changing departments or even your working hours. Or some of you may not be feeling satisfied with your current environment and are looking for ways to improve it. In either case, you will be searching for ways to create satisfaction within your workplace throughout this transit. Now, with Ketu's 5th aspect to your 2nd house, this tells me that you will take a much more spiritual approach when it comes to interacting and connecting with your family members, as well as when it comes to dealing with your financial matters. And this will help cultivate a deeper understanding with one another since Jupiter in Gemini is aspecting your 2nd house as well until October 18th of 2025. Now, with Ketu's 9th aspect to your 6th house, this tells me that there could be a sense of disconnect and dissatisfaction concerning the dynamics of your coworkers and or employees. And this may further the cause of your decision to change your working environment at this time. This is also an aspect where you do have to take care of your health and well-being. Try not to let the stress from your work affect your overall health. Look for some coping strategies that are healthy and conducive to your overall well-being, and this will help you out in the future. Then, with transiting Rahu into your 4th house, this tells me that your mother, real estate, vehicle, and domestic life matters will become a really big focus point for you. You will be dedicating a lot of your time to this area. And another important aspect about this transit is that while Jupiter is transiting through your 8th house of Gemini, transiting Rahu in your 4th house, will be casting its 5th aspect to transiting Jupiter in your 8th house. And in return, transiting Jupiter will cast its 9th aspect to your 4th house of Aquarius, forming a mutual aspect. And they will both be aspecting your 12th house of spirituality, foreign and international traveling, past issues, and sleep quality. This means that there are going to be lots of opportunities for great development and progress related to these areas, so keep all of this in mind as you navigate this transit. Now, the final transit I want to discuss for a Scorpio ascendant and or moon sign is that transiting Jupiter will briefly enter your 9th house of Cancer from October 18th, 2025 until December 5th of 2025. And it will turn retrograde on November 11th of 2025 at just under 1 degree of Cancer. So while Jupiter is transiting your 9th house during this short window of time, this is actually going to give you a preview as to what to expect when transiting Jupiter officially enters your 9th house of Cancer again later in 2026. So I want you to really pay attention to the events that do happen over the course of these 6 weeks, because you will end up receiving the blessings and opportunities of these events in the summer of 2026 when Jupiter officially enters the sign of Cancer. So when Jupiter enters your 9th house of Cancer for about these 6 weeks, you may be thinking about starting a higher education course this time. This will be a great opportunity to shop around and figure out which platform can help you best achieve your goals when it comes to higher education. This will also give you some preview as to some of the spiritual lessons you will be learning and any potential long distance trips you may be taking. This will also give you a preview of how your interactions with your father and teachers will be like in the future. Then once Jupiter enters the sign of Cancer in the summer of 2026, you will be able to successfully execute these plans. Now, with Jupiter's 5th aspect to your 1st house, this will give you a preview of the types of activities you will do to further your self-development and confidence. And this is going to empower you quite nicely. You will have a sense of optimism and confidence like you've never had before, and this will really allow you to accomplish your goals. And once Jupiter re-enters the sign of Cancer again in the summer of 2026, nothing will really stop you from attaining great heights. Then, with Jupiter's 7th aspect to your 3rd house, this will give you a preview of the types of activities and interactions that you will be having with a younger sibling and or neighbor. You may even think about starting on some short stories, articles, and or social media projects. And once Jupiter re-enters the sign of Cancer in the summer of 2026, you'll be able to execute and accomplish these goals quite nicely. And finally, with Jupiter's 9th aspect to your 5th house, this will give you a preview of the types of activities and interactions that you will be having with your children. And for the most part, you will have many positive interactions which will help form a deep connection. Then once Jupiter re-enters the sign of Cancer in the summer of 2026, this connection will follow through to a whole new positive level. So this is what I wanted to cover regarding what's going to happen for a Scorpio ascendant and or moon sign for the year 2025. I hope you guys got something out of this. Once again, if you found this video to be useful, please give it a thumbs up by hitting the like button. Doing so will tremendously help me out with the YouTube algorithm so this video can reach a vast audience. Also, if you're new to my channel and would like to see similar videos like this in the future, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell notification. And if you would like to know more about me and what I do as a Vedic astrologer, then please check out my website, universal-fundamentals.com. Thank you so much, everybody, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.